Apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. Appears the server disconnected. So we are sitting in qualifying. We're just waiting for all the drivers to jump back in and reconnect to the server, and then we will get going with the start of qualifying. As you can see, most people are coming in. I will see the chat. I have two screens, so I can actually see the chat. Might buy a Honda. Do you mean the the NSX? I think it is. Or yeah, the NSX. Yep. If you're having issues, I did stop the stream just to do a couple of things to sign back in. But if you refresh it, as Kieran says, it should actually come back on for you. So we have the first few cars coming out. I think Papa Goose is going to be the first person out, so let's jump on board with the Honda driver and see what kind of lap times he can do. I have, as Kieran very kindly said to me earlier, to map my buttons for the camera. I have mapped the buttons for the camera, as you can see, which makes it a lot easier. Yep, we back, Alfie, we back. I just had to turn the stream off so I could input the password and stuff for the server, because I have no way to take my screen off because I'm streaming through my Xbox, not my PC. So we are on board with Papa Goose, who is in the Honda NSX, I believe. As you can see, this is what I was talking about. There is no left, right, left. It's just a straight road all the way down. Unlike F1, which I've got to admit, this could be pretty fun to drive. Oh, Papa Goose spins the car. Okay, so not a very good thing. Good evening to my missus as well, who's in the chat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure on F1 the guys will be saying this track is annoying to drive, but in GT racing it is probably. Yes, I'm running the stream noodle. Let's just say medical reasons. So it looks like Papa Goose is having problems braking. I don't know if that's just his setup. I don't know if it's his setup or if it's maybe missing the braking zone, but so here he goes. It is actually starting his lap. The one way, if Kieran's probably told everybody before, but the one way to tell is, as you can see just there, when you invalidate a lap time, your timer goes red, and obviously that's you invalidated the time. So we will jump to, who's the next person after? It is actually Tice. So, oops, let's jump on board with Tice, see exactly what he can do in the Ferrari, which I wouldn't have thought would have been. No, I do not have a co-com noodle. I am on my own for tonight, but that's fine. Yeah, he's currently on outlap. Yeah, I noticed that. It comes up blue. Actually, there's a thing as well that I only recently found out. So, on the little mini map in the bottom right, whenever their name is in blue, they're on an outlap. If their name is green, grey, then they're on a timed lap. So, as you can see, I think who's number 21? That is Just Jordy. He is currently on a timed lap. I'm not sure if, I think he is going to be the next one, but we'll soon find out. He's in the Audi as well, so we'll see what kind of time he can do. And if that's Lewis or Jake, yes, it's me commentating. I'm not in the race. Alfie not wanting anybody to join me in commentary because he's enjoying the accent. Well, that's, I mean, you're probably the only person. Let's jump on board with Adam Lee. I'm not sure. I think he's on a timed lap. I'm not sure. So Tice actually sets at 1:58.8. So that is the benchmarker for everyone just now, and Adam Lee is on a timed lap. He is, yes. No, it is not. Oh, Adam Lee's sliding off track as well. I mean, it looks like some people are struggling for grip. Really struggling for grip. So let's have a look. Number 43 is out in front of number 42, which is Tice and Papa Goose. Is Papa Goose going for another lap? I'm guessing he will be, because it's not the same as F1. You can run multiple laps. The tyres are really durable on the GT3 cars. But we'll stick on board with Papa Goose. Make it a bit loud. If it is too loud, oh, he's just invalidated as well. So we'll jump back. Let's have a look. So number 42 is Tice. I don't know if Tice is actually on a lap. Jordy is going to be the next one. He is on a timed lap. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I absolutely love the sound of the GT cars. Can't disagree with that one. The cars sound absolutely beautiful. As Jordy goes a little bit too wide. So let's jump back in here and see. So I believe number 15. Yep. So Jamie's about to start a lap. Who is 44? That's TJ. Let's see. Number 81 is Stomping Penguin. Is he about to set a lap time? So he's coming across round the final corner and across the line. As he does. So 2.7 seconds off, but that's fine. I mean, this track is going to be really difficult. So we will keep an eye on where everybody is, but we'll jump on board with TES Rice, who, aka TES Leclerc, aka Jamie. So he is in the Aston Martin, which is, I know for a fact, which is the car he absolutely adores. So we will jump on board with him, and you will see. Look at that rear spoiler. That is beautiful. So we are currently on board with TS Rice, who is in a really nicely coloured Aston Martin, coming down that long straight. So we will see what time he can set in. So he's apparently his last lap time is a 7:49, but I know the game actually times you from when you leave the lap, even leave the pits, even on your out lap, so you still get timed. It doesn't start again until you cross the finish line, and I know yeah, the R8 Spider, meh. I mean, it's a nice car, but I wouldn't have it. But so he's currently, where is he just now? He's coming up to the F1 pit entrance just now. A little bit wide on the brakes, but not too bad. Comes round to the final corner. That Aston Martin is beautiful. Yeah, that's why you'll see some laps when it says last, they're ridiculously long. But he does a 1:59.5, which puts him P4. I think quite a few people have actually set a lap time now. Yep, they have. So Tice is still sitting P1 with Papa Goose 9 tenths behind him, not too far. Wendelicious, who was Killer W, is just 1 second behind, and then we have TES Rice 1.1, or Jamie TJ is sitting 5th. F1XL Norris, or who I like to call the Liverpool fan, is sitting in P6. Stomping Penguin is in 7th, and Just Geordie in 8th. Adam Lee still sitting for, yeah, it's an R34 GTR. Liverpool are the bet, no they're not. So Adam Lee still to set a time. Who's number 22? That's A. Jackson, I believe. So Andrew is about to come across the line and set a lap time, I believe. He did, and he comes across, and where did he? Oh, he went fastest, 1:58.194. Really, really good lap from A. Jackson and the McLaren. I believe it's a 720S as well. Oh, and then Tice has just decided to put it back on pole with a 1:57.297, so really good lap from him again. Wendelicious went P4 as well, or actually I think he stayed P4. Soz I'm Drunk has put in a lap P9. Just Geordie is still down 10th. Believe who is next, but I think he may be on an outlap. Yep, I believe he's on an outlap, so we'll jump on board with my wife's favourite car, the Audi. I don't think, oh, he's just invalidated this time. Can't actually remember what Audi that is. I don't think it's an R8, or is it? Someone correct me. Can't remember if the Audi GT car is an R8 or a TT. Let me just double check that, because I cannot remember. Oh, it is an R8. Yeah, it definitely is an R8. But there we go, that's the Audi R8. The GT3. But he has invalidated his lap time, so it looks like he'll have to go again. We are coming down to the just under the 1550 mark left in qualifying. We do have 15 drivers here for SFR ACC round 4, around Paul Ricard. Yes, Alfie. But I mean, that's a pretty interesting colour scheme. Yes, I do. I have a model of it sitting on my desk. It's my favourite car in the world. Oh yeah. No, it's, sorry, I figured out it's an Audi R8. Oh, he's went really, really wide. It looks like a lot of people are having problems with that corner. The second last corner, it seems to be catching people out on braking. And that is not a very good camera angle. So let's see, Adam Lee is back on track. He's not started a lap just yet. Dom the Noodle's back on track as well. I don't believe he's started a lap either. So we will. There's now just under 14.5 minutes left. I think is Tice going for another lap, or is he coming in? He is on an outlap, so I believe he will be going for another lap. Yep, he is indeed. So is TAS Rice, who I believe is already on a lap. He is. Number 43 is Papa Goose, who is on a lap, but has he invalidated? He's not invalidated, so Papa Goose is on a timed lap. So we'll see. So we will see what time he's going to set. He's currently 2 times up on his time, but it is dropping a little bit. I believe it's his braking that's affecting him. He's getting the braking quite well there, but he has dropped to 1/10. Yep, he's currently losing time. Now he's gaining it back. He's going to make up on his time, but what is it going to be? It's going to be a 1:58.719, so that pushes him up to 4th I believe he was actually 4th already, but we'll see. Who's about to come around and do a lap. I believe TES Rice is about to come round, or Jamie. I think I'll call him Jamie because I'm not used to calling him TES Rice. But here he goes. He has 2 tenths up on his time as he comes down the pit straight. And that beautiful Aston Martin comes across the line 1:58.008. So it's P2 for Jamie. Number 25 as well. Who is number 25? I believe that's Dom the Noodle. They really need to make a faster way to do this. But Noodle is on the lap. He's currently down by 2 seconds on his time. That's probably his last time, but he has come up to the line, so let's see where it places him. It's a 1:58.434, which puts him P4, so really good lap from Dom the Noodle there. As I believe Tice just went faster. Now they're all bunched together, I can't see the numbers. 115 is Soz I'm Drunk. I believe he didn't improve, as F1XL Norris does improve, pushes himself up to P7. Yeah, catch you in a bit, Alfie. Have a good one. So up to P7, we are down to 11.5 minutes left in the session. So Papa Goose coming round the final corner. I don't know if he's pitting or I think he's actually setting another time or going again. P5 for Papa Goose. It's very tough to see when the numbers are very, very small and I've not got my glasses on. Let's see what Jamie does. Is he going for another lap or is he coming in? He's currently 4 tenths up on his time, 3 tenths. So it looks like he could be finishing this lap. 2 tenths, we've got a yellow flag somewhere, and he does improve, but doesn't. It's a 1:57.813. Whilst Tice is 1:56.694. Really, really quick from Tice. So what number is that? 821, who is Stomping Penguin. As he comes across, he does improve, but it doesn't move him up. He's still 9th. There you go. And there we go. Yep, I now have my glasses so I can actually see the numbers. So let's jump on board with number 14, who is TES Sambo. He is currently in the Lexus, which I've got to admit, I mean, I've never drove the Lexus, so I don't know what it's like to drive, but it does look like a pretty nice car. I mean, that car looks absolutely beautiful, and it sounds awesome. So I'll let you hear this car, because this car does sound really nice. So, as you heard, that was the onboard with the Lexus of TES Sambo. Really nice car. But he is on a time lap just now. Currently 6 tenths up. I believe a few other people are on a timed lap as well. But we'll stick on board with Sambo and see what he can do. He's currently sitting P12. So we are 8 minutes left in qualifying. As you can see, the time is 6:25 at night in game. If you can see as well, just above Sambo's tyre set, dry 1, it does actually inform you of the current weather for the next, I believe that is, I think that's 2 minutes in game time, which is actually relatively quick. But it doesn't look like it's going to rain, so about to see what Sambo can do. He's just about to come up to the final few corners, and then we'll see what kind of lap time he has. Takes a really nice line around that there, maybe a little bit wide, but actually no, because that's the run into the next corner. So he took that corner perfectly in the Lexus there. He's currently 1.8 seconds up on his previous time, which was his outlap, so it's going to be a lot slower than his normal lap time, but a little bit wide on the curb there, coming out the exit of the final corner, but he comes down the straight, and it's going to be a 2:04.032, which puts him P13. So, really nice lap from him there. Let's see who else is on a lap. I believe number car 91, which is that is Norris, and the other Aston Martin is coming around the final corner. Let's see if he can improve on his time. Hits the curb massively. I think the guys are dealing with a little bit of understeer, but he comes across the line. I don't think that was an improvement. Car 115 is Soz I'm Drunk, and the Nissan GTR. That is a car I'm very familiar with. The GTR, which is beautiful. Very hard to handle, that car, but a really nice car to drive. Comes around the final corner, takes it really nicely, but maybe a bit too slow, comes across the line, and it's going to be a 2:01. I believe he stays P11. Let's see who is going to be next. Car number 21, who is, that's Just Jordy, and the Audi is coming across the line. Is it going to be an improvement from Just Jordy? It is. He's 5.7 seconds back now from the lead, so it was an improvement. He's still P12, but still an improvement. What number car is that? I believe that's Jamie, who's going to be next to come across the line. So it comes around the corner, as you can see. Actually, do you know what? Let's yeah, okay, apologies for how loud that was, but I just absolutely love hearing that Aston Martin. It's just an amazing car to hear. Number 26 is coming across the line. I believe that's Adam Lee. So he's about to come across the line. Is he going to set a lap time? Oh, he did, and it goes P3. What a lap from Adam Lee. I believe the next one was Norris, but he didn't improve, and everyone else is starting a lap now. I believe that Jamie's going to be next one to set a lap time. As we are coming down, we're ticking down to the final few minutes of qualifying. We have 3 minutes 50 left. As everybody can see, we did have a yellow flag. I don't know what that was for, but you can see in the top right as well, in the top just next to the timer countdown for qualifying, we have the wind, the temperature on track, or sorry, the temperature in the air and the track temperature. The track is running at optimum temperature for the race, and then obviously the weather right next to it. So on board with Jamie just now. He's coming into the final couple of corners, which I believe someone's actually stuck on track, and I believe that's Soz I'm Drunk. He's just went back into the pits by the looks of it. But here comes Jamie round the final corner. He's coming up to the line now. Is it going to be an improvement? He dives into the pits. I believe Samble's going to be the next person to come through. Comes round the final corner. TJ's just behind Samble. As Samble comes across the line, it is an improvement for Samble, but he doesn't move as TJ comes across the line. I don't think he improved. Who's going to be the next car? I believe it is Dom the Noodle. And then it will be Jamie Walsh after Dom the Noodle. So Dom comes round the final corner. Is it going to be improvement? 2.9. Does Dom improve? It doesn't look like he did. Jamie Walsh is next though. Don't think he improved either. Who is car number 22? That's Andrew A. Jackson 1903. Let's jump on board with Andrew in the McLaren. Let's see what he can do. He's only 1.5 seconds off of Tice in P1 with a 156.694. As oof, just Jordan now. He goes massively wide, just behind Andrew. But we'll keep an eye on A. Jackson just to see what kind of lap time he's going to do. He is on a timed lap, I believe. Yes, he is. So we'll see what lap time he's going to put in. As I believe that's Sambo coming around for another lap time. Either that or he's coming around to go back into the pits. So we'll see what happens. So Andrew comes up to the final corner, takes it really nicely in that McLaren, and comes up to the line. Is it going to be an improvement for Andrew? It is an improvement. He goes P2, 4 tenths off of Tice. What a lap. So let's jump on board with Sambo. Is he coming into the pits, or is he actually going to set another lap time? Because there is only 50 seconds left. He comes around the final corner, takes it a lot nicer, still a little bit wide, but takes it really, really nice. Comes up to the line. Is it going to be an improvement for Sambo? It is an improvement. He moves into P13. Who is going to be the next person that comes across the line? I believe it's going to be when Delicious. Yep. Jamie, Andrew P2. Yeah. I mean, it was a brilliant lap, and that McLaren looks amazing. I really like the look of that 720S. It's just a beautiful looking car. And obviously Andrew's managed to handle it very, very well. But we're on board with Win Delicious in the Ferrari. Almost loses it at the final corner, but we have run out of time for qualifying. The guys will get to finish the lap times as Win Delicious comes through. P5 for him. In fact, I think he was already P5, wasn't he? I believe he was. So the next person going to cross the line is going to be Sambo, I believe. I know number 22 is next, who is Andrew, but I believe he's on an out lap. So I believe Sambo's going to be the next driver to come across, closely followed behind by TJ. And then a little bit further back we have Who in the Audi. And then we have further back than that, we have Dom the Noodle, who's in the Mercedes. So number 22, Andrew is back in the pits. Sambo's coming up to the final couple of corners. He has slowed down a little bit, but I don't know if he is just slowing down maybe for the corner. I don't know. But we'll find out just now because he's coming around the final corner. A lot better around the final corner. And he's about to come across the line. Is it an improvement for Sambo? It is an improvement. It's 4.7 behind, but not enough to move up, unfortunately. Number 5 is about to come across, which is Who, or Hoo Koo, and the Audi. Comes across the line, and it is P3 for Hoo Koo and the Audi. Wow. So as you can see, that is qualifying ended. I believe anyway, because I cannot move anything, so I believe that's qualifying ended. But we have Tice on pole with Andrew Jackson in second place with Huku in third. Jamie is in fourth, Adam Lee fifth, Wendelicious in sixth, Dominoodle sitting in seventh, Papa Goose eighth, Norris in ninth, Jamie Walsh 10th, TJ in 11th, Stomping Penguin 12th, Saws I'm Drunk 13th, TES Sambo in 14th, and Josh Geordie sitting in 15th. I cannot get back to the pits just yet, so I will need to wait until the guys can start up. But do you know what? I like to do this during F1, so I'll do it just now. Everyone mash the chat with who you think's going to win. I know this is a little bit out of the realm of people who watch F1 races, but who do you think's going to win from what you've seen in qualifying? Who do you think's going to take the victory? As you can see, it is a 1 hour race. So I believe there is going to be either 1 or 2 mandatory stops. Sarah says Matty. Well, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Matty is definitely better than me at ACC, that's for sure. Saws I'm Drunk is going to win. I mean, still not out of the realm of possibility. I've seen weirder things happen. Sarah, you cannot pick 2 people. Matty and Jamie, 1 person can win, not 2. If that's Lewis, you'll not find out until you're 18. That is correct. So we're obviously just waiting for the countdown. The guys always get maybe 5 minutes before they have to ready up, because they still have to set up this, deal with like fuel and stuff, and then hit drive and they can ready up. We're currently on board with, there we go, we can actually see the whole grid. But as you can see, the drivers' names and numbers are above their cars. But I'm trying to think. If Jamie, if you're in the chat, tell me, is it 1 or 2 mandatory stops? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's 1 with a refueling option. Or is it just tyres? Because I can't really do much just now. But we're under 2 minutes. 1 for this and 2 for the 2 hour race. Okay, so it's 1 mandatory pit stop for the 1 hour races. And I'm guessing it's just tyres. Because in the 2 hours you can refuel, the 1 hour you're only allowed tyre change and refuel. I'm pretty sure the 1 hour's just tyres, the 2 hours is tyre and refuel. I can't remember though. I'm sure Jamie will correct me though, I can't remember the layout. So we are coming down to, hopefully everybody, for everybody who's watching who's in this race, please remember to hit the drive button before it gets to about 10 or 15 seconds, because if you don't, you start from the pit lane, which can really hamper you, especially if you're somewhere up the front. So just remember to hit the drive button so you can get onto the track and obviously start the race on the grid and not in the pits. Matt is saying Team Leclerc, let's go. So he's wanting Jamie to win, and I am definitely, oh yeah, thanks to the wife Sarah for giving me a coffee. I'm definitely going to need this through this hour's race. But 25 seconds to go, and then we will be, I believe there is a formation lap, where the guys go in single file, and then obviously after that they bunch up side by side or 2 by 2 and then race up to the line, and then the race starts. So we are about to see it just now, as everyone is on track, I believe. I don't think anyone's starting from the pit lane just yet as Tice sets off. I still can't go back to the actual... Yep, I still can't go back to the garage to change the car, but as you can see, all the guys are coming down in single file, trying to warm up their tyres for the start of this race. It is a long race around here. So definitely for anybody who's new, who's watching as well, the ones, I don't know why Andrew and who I've got checker flags next to their name, but the one in orange means they've not done the mandatory pit stop, which you will see at the top of the screen where the 1 hour and race and time in game is. It will come underneath and say pit windows open, as who just took out one of the bollards on the corner. Obviously didn't like it. So they are coming around a bit slow, but they are going to have to pair up when they get to a certain point in track. We'll jump to the helicam because I can see most of the cars at the front. Oh, and they have changed. So there you go. I can change, I believe, yeah, I can change that to the overalls of where everybody's sitting without the timer. So just let me know if you want to see anything. Obviously I can't see tyre wear or everything like that, only the drivers can see that. Or if there's a certain car you want me to jump on board with and see what it sounds like, because I know a lot of people are interested in what the cars sound like. But we are on board with the Audi just now. I think they will be asked to start pairing or going side by side. Still can't get to that. What I say, I think Paul Ricard is one of the most colourful circuits I've ever seen in my life. It's just blue and red everywhere. As it looks like Who's going very, very slowly. So I believe this is a couple of the very last few corners. Yeah, it is. I think there's 2 corners left after this, so they'll probably be told to pair up. Yep, there you go. As you can see, all the guys are starting to pair up. Hopefully nobody hits. Actually, I think they can't hit anybody. I think they ghost, which is quite good. So as you can see, all the cars are starting to get into formation for the start of this race, which will kick off as soon as they pass the start-finish line. I don't know why it's saying Geordie's 225 seconds behind, because I don't believe he is. So here we go, they come around the final corner, they will drive up to the line, and then there will be a green flag for everyone to go.
Green light, give it all you can.
And there we go, there's a drive through for car 25, who is Dom the Noodle. He gets a drive through, but as you can see, I'm going to jump into the garage so I can jump on board with Tice and Andrew, who are battling away there for... Oh, someone spun. I think that was Dom. Nope, there's a massive crash at the back. Dom almost lost the back end. He has lost the back end. It looks like Wendelicious has actually gained from that. Norris is off the track as well. Jamie Walsh is facing the wrong way. TJ's had a bit of a thump as well. Oh, as Geordie went really wide there. And my timing screen is going absolutely mental just now. But we do have quite a few cars that are very close together, and I have no timing. Why is this telling me he is first? He is not first. He is first. With Andrew just behind him, gaining on him massively by the looks of it. Yeah, let's jump on board with Andrew. Look at, as Tice is defending, two of them are coming through the fast right-hander, as Andrew has to back out, but Jamie is just behind him, off a little bit wider from Jamie. As, oh, it looks like Papa Goose just went massively wide there. It looks like he's still in front of Adam Lee, but he is having a huge, oh, there's massive contact between Adam Lee and Papa Goose. It looks like Papa Goose has got severe damage on that car. As it looks like Just Geordie's having a bad time as well, and oh, TJ just clips the back of Just Geordie, who looks like he has massive damage as well on that car. But Sambo is up into 11th. He's just been overtaken by Norris. I don't know if Sambo has damage and has to pit. I think a few cars will be coming in for a pit stop. But nope, Sambo stays out. Norris just in front of the... Why is my timing screen not? As Noodle is in for his drive-through. Actually, I think he's in for repairs. As it looks like Sambo... There we go, so the pit window is open and it remains open for 54 minutes. So they can pit anywhere from now up to 54 minutes, as Wendelicious still on the back of Jamie and Jamie still on the back of Andrew Jackson. Norris is currently there with TJ, Sambo and Stomping Penguin just behind them. Just Geordie a little bit further back, and then you have who just behind them. Jamie Walsh is just there as well. Noodle is currently in the pits and not moving. I don't know if that's how he wants to do it, but we'll jump on board with Jamie just now, because it looks like he is trying to make a move on Andrew Jackson. He is all over the back of him, as you can see. You see the flames coming out of the back of that McLaren as well, as Andrew goes a little bit too wide on the exit that corner there. So we'll stick on board with them and see what happens. Coming into the final corner now, they're on the straight, so let's see if Jamie can actually... That McLaren is slightly pulling away. But Jamie is running a little bit quicker. So let's jump back in and see who else is... Oh, I believe Papa Goose is in the pits. He is in the pits. Who else is close? Stomping Penguin is there. And Noodle is back out on track. He still has to serve a drive-through rope. As Adam Lee currently sitting in P5. I don't believe anyone's actually around Adam Lee, so he's kind of in no man's land just now. Soz I'm Drunk is on the back of Norris. Oh sorry, no, Norris is on the back of Soz I'm Drunk with TJ just behind him. And it looks like they have left Sambo a little bit. As Norris catching up to Soz I'm Drunk massively. Is he going to go for a move? It looks like he was thinking about it. And that Aston Martin, is he going to have a lot more speed coming down the straight than Soz I'm Drunk in the GTR? It looks like the two of them are going side by side, coming up to the right-hander. So is Norris going to make the move stick? He does make the move stick around the outside, but Soz I'm Drunk coming back and manages to get back in front of Norris. still fighting for this. TJ is going to be brought into this, but it looks like Sozine Drunk is taking the safe lines. Oh, he slams on his brakes there and almost catches Norris out. Norris almost hits the back of that GTR. Let's jump back into here and see if anything's changed. It looks like Jamie has got past Andrew Jackson as well for P2, so he's up to P2. But Tice has a 3.2 second gap between himself and Jamie, so the fighting with Andrew has definitely lost Jamie a little bit of time, as TJ is all over the back of Norris now. Norris is actually in a GTR sandwich in that Aston Martin, so we will see. Yep. Currently watching this in a theatre during the interval of the show. Thank you for keeping me entertained. Yeah, I mean, you've got to have some racing in somewhere, Matty, somewhere. But yeah, I mean, listen to the sounds of the cars. Who is back in the pits? Jamie Walsh is currently in the pits. Don't know if he's still in the session. We'll see if he comes back out. But oh, TJ goes a little bit wide on the exit there. But we'll see. So Adam Lee is in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah, oh, there's a car off number 69, which is, I believe, that is Wendelicious. It is indeed. So, Adam Lee has just passed Wendelicious for P4. As Tice comes over to start lap number 3, and we still have 52 minutes in this race to go. So, let's see who's close. Norris is... Oh, look how close he's getting to the back. We'll stay on board with this fight just now, as Norris is close to Sozine Drunk. It doesn't look like he can... I mean, he can make it up in the straights, but it just looks like that Nissan has a lot more grip in the corners. But TJ is currently sticking with Sozine Drunk and F1XL Norris as well. Samble is catching up to them as well. Samble currently running P9. And I believe it's the top 8 who score points in the race. So we'll jump back to the garage. Anybody close? Yep, Norris is all over the back. Oh, he almost hits the back of that Nissan. That was a mad braking for Norris there. He almost clattered the back of Sozine Drunk's Nissan there, but he managed to avoid it. Really good driving. So I'm not sure when we'll see the first pits, but there is 2 cars currently in the pits, and it's number 75 and number 5. So it is Who and Jamie Walsh. Is Who in for an actual pit stop, or is he in for a penalty? I'm not too sure, but we'll jump back on with this. As you can see, there's 4 drivers currently close to each other. Andrew's still sticking with Jamie. He's 1.4 seconds back. Actually, that looks a lot closer than 1.4 seconds, but as you can see, the battle scores of all the cars on track. Not like F1, there will be contacts with the cars. It generally doesn't do too much damage to your car unless you smash into a wall or hit someone at almost full speed. You can get away with some of it, as Andrew is now back within a second of Jamie, chasing him down. But Norris is going to have a run on Sozine Drunk here. Is he going to get past him into turn 1 though? It doesn't look like he's close enough yet, as TJ's falling a little bit off. Matty shouting, "Come on, Norris," as he gets past Soz I'm Drunk. So he is up into P6. So F1XL Norris moves up to P6 in front of Soz I'm Drunk and TJ and Sambo as well. Sambo is actually catching him quite quickly. It went from about 1.7 seconds to 1.3. So he is catching relatively fast. Norris is going to be under a lot of pressure here because that Nissan is a lot better in a corner, but we'll have to see what Norris can do coming into the corner to try and keep the place, because he has two really quick Nissans behind him. As here we go, Soz I'm Drunk goes to the side of Norris. The two of them are going side by side as Norris goes wide and goes off track. Soz I'm Drunk still in the inside. Norris goes round the outside. You're going to think that Nissan has a lot more grip than Aston Martin, but the Aston Martin has a lot more speed on the straight. As there we go, Norris gets back in front again. Some really, really good driving from both drivers there. As you can see, TJ and Sambo is closed right up to the back of this group now. So we'll jump back and see Andrew is actually 5/10. TJ is currently behind Soz I'm Drunk. This does work out. Yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely agree, Matty. This is an amazing battle. Both the Nissan drivers are teammates, but they're not held under team orders. They can basically drive independently if they wish. There is no team orders. They're just in the same car. They will be counted as the constructors, but they are free to do their own devices and race however they wish to race. Sambo is now within a second of TJ as well, so he has a really good chance of passing that Nissan. It looks like TJ may be struggling a little bit to gain traction, as Andrew Jackson and Jamie are still running within a second of each other, as Adam Lee currently running in P4, not really under any pressure, running his own race. Let's jump back with Sambo, TJ and Soz I'm Drunk. So Norris has pulled out a 1.3 second gap from Soz I'm Drunk. Is TJ going to try and make a move on Soz I'm Drunk? It looks like he's going to try and move to the side as Soz I'm Drunk goes defensive into the corner. TJ pulls out of it as Sambo comes barreling round that corner. They almost went straight off track, but managed to keep the Lexus on the track. TJ backs out, but Sambo is getting ever closer. Let's see, is there people still in the pits? There is number 75, which is Jamie Walsh. So I believe the only people that have actually pit and done the mandatory pit stop are Who and Papa Goose. So we'll see what he can do. He's currently sitting P12. I think he's a lap down as well, so but the guys still have to pit, and your mandatory pit stop is 30 seconds unless you have damage. Then obviously it will go up further, as Norris now is 2.9 seconds in front of Soz I'm Drunk. So yeah, I definitely feel that Aston Martin is a lot quicker on the straight, but in the corners it looks like the Nissan definitely has the upper hand. As TJ goes over the sausage curbs there and bounces that Nissan GTR all over the place. I absolutely love the brake lights on that car. They are just so nice. But let's see. Oh, it looks like Andrew is very, very close to the back of Jamie as well. So we'll jump on board with these two and see what's happening. We'll jump on the helicam so we can see the Aston and the McLaren, as they are both very, very, very close to each other. Good evening, Michael. How are you? look how close Andrew is in that McLaren. Oh, he goes a little bit wide into that corner there. Little bit of understeering the McLaren, but manages to keep it on track and keep it well. Still within range of Jamie as well. Yeah, I'm good. I'm very good. I'm actually really enjoying this race. First time over ACC, so I'm really enjoying it. It's a little bit different to F1, but I mean it's hard to keep up with all the battles on track because they're everywhere. But for the third part, it's actually really enjoyable. But I hope you're well, Michael. We are, let's have a look. So TJ is still on the back of Soz I'm Drunk. Norris now has a 5.1 second lead over Soz I'm Drunk, as it looks like TJ had a little bit of a mishap coming through that corner there, as Andrews still, he's within half a second of Jamie in front. That McLaren is moving at a rapid pace down that straight. Obviously it won't, yeah, there we go. It doesn't update automatically, the timing screen, so we obviously won't see it until a certain point. I think it's there's certain parts of the track where it will actually do it, but Jamie goes a little bit wider into that corner. It allows Andrew to close up massively. This is definitely the closest battle on track apart from TJ and Soz I'm Drunk, but Andrew's really nice exit from that corner there, all the way on the back of Jamie. I'm definitely going to jump on board with these two, as Andrew gets a nice run at that corner this time. So does Jamie though. Is he going to try for the move? Comes out the corner, he gets a really good run. But look, just the speed between these two cars is unbelievable. The Aston Martin is quick, but so is that McLaren. I mean, I'm pretty sure that time has stayed exactly the same all the way through the sequence of corners. But we are coming just under the 42-minute mark. It is 8:26 PM, 8:27 PM, so the lights on the cars are on. You'll start to see other lights as well. We'll jump to set 2 so we can actually see the cars. Actually, we'll jump back in here and see if anything's happening. It looks like TJ has passed Soz I'm Drunk down the straight. I believe Soz I'm Drunk probably let TJ past, as Sambo is extremely close to the back of them. And then we have Who just in the background as well. But Sambo running really well, not making any mistakes. I believe Who is actually lapped. So he may be trying to lap himself, as Andrew is a lot closer now. So let's jump on board with Andrew and see what's happening. So, I mean, the cars can run a little bit wider. Unlike the F1 cars, the rules are a little bit more relaxed. As you can see, so they are really close. Jamie takes a little bit of a wide line there, and that lets Andrew close up massively. He's up the inside. He'll probably, is he going to try for it around the outside? He does, but he's going to probably bring it back. So he's right up behind Jamie into the final corner. He is. But I don't think he's going to get a run off the final corner, because that Aston Martin has incredible straight line speed. But look at that, he's going to have the slipstream coming up to turn 1. Is he going to make it? Let's jump back on the helicam so we can see. It looks like he's going to leave making the pass into turn 1. Definitely making this interesting between Jamie and Andrew. Sambo's still on the back of Soz I'm Drunk. He does have Who behind him, but I believe he's lapped. He is, yes. So he's obviously trying to unlap himself. Everyone still has to make a pit stop. I believe, yep, still Papagoose and Who are the only ones who've made pit stops. I believe Jamie Walsh is out of the race. So currently Sambo is the closest car to anyone on track. Let's see, where's Papa Goose? So he's coming down long straight. Stomping Penguin is into turn 2, coming up to turn 3, I believe. So quite a distance between everybody. Oh, Sambo nearly hits the back of Sauce I'm Drunk. It looks like he had a little bit of a mishap. Yep, his car is, there's definitely something wrong with his car. He was not taking those corners well there. Let's have a look behind, see how fast Sambo's gaining on him. So something's definitely wrong with Sauce I'm Drunk's GTR. Sambo has a look around the outside. Doesn't look like... Yeah, it does. He's actually making... Oh, no, he's not. Yes, he is. Sambo goes around the outside of Sauce I'm Drunk. Oh, but he goes off track massively. Oh, he just clipped the back end of the GTR there. Oh, and he hit the back of him. I believe Sauce I'm Drunk was trying to break into that corner. They've let Who go so he can unlap himself. Oh, but Who goes a little bit wide coming out the corner there. But yeah, that was a little bit of a mistake. I believe, I don't actually know who made the mistake there. I don't know if it was Sauce I'm Drunk or Sambo. I believe Sauce I'm Drunk caught Sambo out with his braking. And Sambo went into the back of him, as Just Geordie has a drive-through as well that he's going to have to serve. Let's have a look. So Andrew has just got past Jamie again. I don't know if they are switching places to try and catch Tice, but it probably won't work. He has 9.5 seconds in front of these two, as Just Geordie is coming into the pits. I believe he's serving his drive-through. Stomping Penguins into the pits. That may be his pit stop. We'll jump back on board with Jamie, see what's happening here, as... Oh, Who has a drive-through as well. So, I believe we have 14 drivers left in this race. So, still a lot of racing to go, 36 minutes to go in this race. And most people still have to make the mandatory pit stop. And it looks like once everyone starts to make the pit stop, I think that's when we'll start to see gaps forming. Because as it stands right now, the gaps are still close, but they're only close because no one's pit. So then we'll start to see strategies with people wanting to undercut or overcut. So Andrew does not pit. Neither does Jamie. Let's see, is Adam Lee? Who's number 25? That's Noodle. So it looks like Noodle is caught up to Adam Lee. I believe Noodle is actually lapped. Wendelicious is currently sitting in P5. Norris is actually caught up to Wendelicious. So we could see a battle here for P5 as well, as Sambo all over the back of Sauce I'm Drunk, as he goes tries to go around the outside for the final corner, but can't quite make it stick. He's going to have a run coming down here, because it does look like Sauce I'm Drunk struggling with the tyres he's on just now. As Sambo goes to the inside, can't quite make it. Goes under braking as... Oh, Sauce I'm Drunk goes really wide into the corner there. Sambo tries to go around the outside, but he manages to clip that GTR, as it looks like they're running... Nope, they were running side by side, but Sambo trying to make a move. Oh, he clips him again. And we'll jump on board with Sambo and see exactly what's happening. Actually, do you know what? We'll use this one. Sauce I'm Drunk goes a little bit wide on the exit there. Sambo is going to have a run coming down the straight, but I don't know if he's going to have the straight line speed. It definitely looks like he is. He's going to have a slipstream. As he goes through there, side by side running down the straight. Is Sambo going to make the move stick? He does. He's in front of Soz I'm Drunk. So the Lexus has got in front of the GTR, but the GTR is now going to have a slipstream on Sambo as they come up to the corner. Sambo takes a corner nicely as Soz I'm Drunk still right behind him. And Sambo's managed to push himself up into P8, which is the final points position, as I believe we do have a couple of people. No, we don't. No, still no one's pit yet. But as you can see, it is starting to get darker here, so you will start to see the guys running their full lights. As we do have, it looks like we do have a couple of cars in the pits. Number 21 is Just Geordie, and obviously Jamie Walsh as well. Sambo coming out the final corner and coming across the line. He's already gained a little bit of a gap, as Jamie's actually fell off of Andrew Jackson, 2.1 seconds. Maybe trying to extend his tyres as long as possible. Just trying to maximise, because they only have one mandatory pit stop, as Soz I'm Drunk does come into the pits for his stop. Or I think he's coming into the pits for his stop. It looks like his brakes are on fire though. I have no idea. There we go. As Just Geordie gets a stop go 30-second penalty. I have no idea what that was for. So Soz I'm Drunk currently sitting in the pits. I believe that's him making his first pit, or his one and only pit stop. Norris still chasing down Wendelicious as well, not too far behind. We will jump on board with Norris. Yep, 10:20 at night, so we're now getting into really late night time, so you will start to see the cars with their full lights on. But it looks like Norris is having a really good run. P6, he does have who behind him, but he has to serve a drive-through, and he's also a lap down. TJ in P7 is 11 seconds behind Norris, so goes a little bit wide on the exit there, but manages to keep the car straight and keeps going. Everyone will probably be trying to reserve their tyres, but Andrew and Jamie are both in the pits for their stops, as I believe who comes in for his drive-through. But let's see, is Adam Lee going to pass? He is not. Actually, wait a minute, has he passed? I believe he has passed. Yeah, he has. So Adam Lee up to P2, but he hasn't done his pit stop yet. Wendelicious will be P3, I think. Or has Andrew came back at the pits? Nope, Andrew and Jamie are on the way back out the pits. And there they go, out the pits for back onto the track, as I think Jamie has actually jumped. Wait a minute. Yes, Jamie has actually jumped Andrew in the pits. It's just, well, I don't know why it's not showing on here. But he has jumped Andrew in the pit. So I believe that is probably P2 for Jamie. Let's see. So Ty's still on the track, not done his pit stop yet. Papa Goose and the Honda making his way down the straight.
We are at the halfway mark, still a long way to go.
So as you can hear, we are at the halfway mark as Papa Goose comes up to Soz I'm Drunk. Goes round. Oh, slight contact made. Papa Goose goes a little bit off track. Let's see, where is Soz I'm Drunk? He's there. I have no idea what happened there. It looked like there was slight contact between two. There is a yellow flag out for Soz I'm Drunk. who is making his way on again. So, where is Dom the Noodle? Oh, he's right behind. He's right behind Adam Lee, but Adam Lee is currently P2 as Sambo takes his mandatory pit stop. So does TJ. TJ has actually finished his mandatory pit stop, I think. No, he's not. He's gone down to the end of the pit lane. So Wendelicious now up into P3 as where is Norris? There he is. Norris coming up to Saws I'm Drunk. Yeah, so for anybody wondering, there is blue flags in GT racing, but the driver who is under blue flags conditions does not, I repeat, does not have to get out the way. It's up to the driver passing to be fast enough to get past him. There's always slight contact made between Norris and Saws I'm Drunk. Norris has to back out. Saws I'm Drunk goes massively wide off the track. Has he even came back on yet? Where did he go? Yep, he's back on the track. So yeah, there we go. So Jamie has in fact jumped Andrew in the pits. Let's see, is anyone going to take the mandatory pit stop? I believe Geordie is in. Sambo is just leaving the pits now. Back out in P8. TJ has took his pit stop as well. So Norris is just coming in now for his pit stop. Oh, almost overcooks it. Coming into the pit lane. Wendelicious is staying out. So let's see. I know Norris won't get out, as who gets another drive through for I'm guessing track limits. As who is that sitting in the pit lane? Is that Saws I'm Drunk? It's not just Geordie either. I think it's Jamie Walsh. But there goes Norris for his pit stop. So Jamie is up to P4, Andrew's up to P5. Sambo has dropped to 9th. Papa Goose has got in front of Sambo. Who is Sambo trying to pass? Dom the Noodle. I believe this is a fight for a position. As Sambo goes really wide. I believe he's just lost another place to Stomping Penguin. No, he's not. Hey, who's that car behind him? It's not just Geordie. Actually, I believe it might be. Nope, Tice is in for his. So we only have Wendelicious and Adam Lee. It was Adam Lee getting past Sambo just now. So we only have 26 minutes left in this race, and some people still to take their mandatory pit stops. Dom the Noodle is one who is about to come in just now. We also have Wendelicious and Adam Lee still to take their mandatory pit stop. Adam Lee will take the lead of the race, I believe, because Tice is currently sitting in his pits, in his pit box. Has he came out yet? He has not. So let's see. Jamie's coming around the second last corner now. He's about to come on to the straight as Tice is just about to get going now. This is going to be close, as Tice is now out on track in P2 with Wendelicious in the pits. Jamie is just coming down the straight, not too far behind as well. Yeah, it's fine. I had a feeling you were struggling a bit with braking. It's cool. It's going to be hard to brake around here. It's a very heavy braking zone for GT cars. Tice actually. What happened there? That literally just showed me Andrew had passed Jamie, but they're not close to each other to pass. Ah, okay. Yeah, I think if you get puncture, it has to be a 30-second stop. So if you just replace like 2 tyres, it doesn't count. But that's unfortunate. I mean, still a few races to go. It's not the last race of the season, so still a few to go. Papa Goose is close to TJ as well. Sample's dropped off massively. Everyone apart from Adam Lee, who is now in the pits, has done their mandatory pit stop. So the last part of this race is going to be a sprint to the finish. As you can see, Tice is there with Jamie just behind, and Andrew not that far behind either. It's telling me that Jamie's a lap down. I don't think he is. No, he is not. Yeah, he isn't. So the top 3 are actually in a fight with each other. Sorry, top 4. Adam Lee is still in the pits, but they are classed as the top 3 because they have passed Adam Lee. Actually, there's a thing. Is When Delicious going to get Adam Lee, or is Adam Lee done enough? I believe he would have done enough. He's dropped to 4th. Where is Wendelicious? He's coming around the final couple of corners now. As Adam Lee is just firing up his car now. Wendelicious is coming around the final corner. Yep, Adam Lee is definitely going to keep P4. Oh, he's just got a stop-go 30-second penalty. That's possibly for speeding in the pit lane. That's definitely not what he needs. Let's have a look at the top 3. They are still within reach of each other, but obviously not within striking distance of each other. But that is... I mean, Adam Lee was having a really solid race. He was on his own, no pressure, no nothing. And then he gets a 30-second penalty for what I'm guessing is a speeding in the pit lane penalty. Norris not too far behind him either in P6, with Papa Goose on TJ as well. I believe Papa Goose had a massive incident at the start of the race and has brought himself back up to P8, with Sambo currently sitting P9. Where is P10? P10 is not too far behind Sambo. It's Stomping Penguin and Honda, but Papa Goose is chasing down TJ and the Nissan. I believe it's the closest battle on track, as we can see. And I need to take my glasses off because they're hurting my ears. My headphones are pushing into them. Whoops, I don't want to hit buttons. So I do believe no one said Tice would win the race. I believe it was Jamie and a few other people. So I mean, it's still 20 minutes to go as well. Papa Goose looking for a move on TJ there, but not quite able to make it. Adam Lee is in the pits to serve that 30-second stop go, I believe. So Papa Goose and TJ are definitely going to jump a place from Adam Lee. Really unfortunate from Adam Lee. He should still be able to come out in front of Sambo. I'm not sure. As Stomping Penguin goes really wide on that corner there. All the way off track, but manages to bring a car back on track. As Sambo's coming down the straight now. Where is Adam Lee? Still in the pits. Sambo is going to pass him. So let's see what's going to happen there. As Papa Goose still on the back of TJ, not really mounting a charge. F1XL Norris back up in the P5. He's created a little bit of distance from himself, TJ and Papa Goose. As Sambo is there. Where is Adam Lee? Is a little bit further back. That should change itself. As Sambo is up to P8 and Stomping Penguin is up to P9. There we go. But we do have 18 minutes, or 18 and a half minutes left of this race. You will see the guys start to push, and this is where they will want to be making moves. As Tice has got 4.8 seconds already over Jamie. He is coming up to traffic though, which he will have to try and navigate. As when Delicious comes across the final corner, he's in P4. I mean, a little bit of no man's land. Norris not that far behind him, but he's not close enough to try and make a move. So Josh Jordy is back in the pits. I believe he's retired as well. I believe we've only got 11 drivers left on track from the race. But it's so far been an action-packed race. The battle between Norris, TJ, and I believe, who was it? Not, it was Sozheim. Sozheim Drunk was absolutely unbelievable to watch. Obviously, we know Sozheim Drunk had problems with his brakes. He is on controller, and this game is pretty difficult to drive on controller, especially the braking into corners and stuff. So he's had a little bit of issue there. But Norris is up to P5, so down to the 17-minute mark now. We have still got a little bit of racing time left, and the guys are still running around the track. There is a few people that are close together. I believe that's Sambo. It's not Stomping Penguin trying to get past him. I believe that's Tice trying to get past Sambo. It is. But as I said before, there is blue flags in this race, but it's up to the driver behind to get past. The driver in front does not have to yield. So that means if Tice wants to get past Sambo, he is going to have to race Sambo to get past him. Even though he is the leader, Sambo has every right to defend the move. Per GT, oh, Sambo goes really wide, and so does Tice. That was really, really risky from Sambo there. But it looks like Jamie got past Sambo with no... There's absolutely no... Oh no, he's not actually passed him yet. But Papa Goose is on the back of TG again, within a second. Yeah, that's the only problem. I mean... So when people come up to, I've only, from playing this and running this these races, I've actually learned a lot about GT racing. And the one thing I didn't know was when you're blue flagged and someone's behind you, you don't have to move. So unlike F1, you will get a penalty if you don't move if you're blue flagged. And GT racing, you don't have to move. But obviously you have to draw a line of where defending a move and almost taking out a leader from the race is, you have to draw the line where that is. But I mean, I don't believe Sambo tried to take him out. I just think he missed his braking point, and obviously Tice had to do a bit of manoeuvrability in his Ferrari to try and stay out of Sambo's way so he didn't get clipped by the Lexus. But done a good job and obviously didn't make contact. But Jamie is on the back of Sambo as Sambo moves out the way. Andrew has got past, I believe that is that Adam Lee or Stomping Penguin? It's Stomping Penguin. So they've got past the lapped cars and are now, I mean, there's a fair gap between first, second and third. 5.7 from first to second, and then 4.4 from second to third. but there is only 1 second between Papa Goose and TJ. Papa Goose done a really good job for the comeback fight in this race. We'll actually jump on board with Papa Goose and see what's happening, because it looks like he is going to try and make a move. Actually, that is the best camera I've ever seen. We actually get to see the drivers. It is a bit loud, but you get to see the drivers. So we'll see if Papa Goose can mount an attack on TJ, as he is pretty close. It looks like TJ was having a bit of issues with that corner there, but managed to navigate it as Papa Goose takes the shorter line to the corner. As we are almost 13 minutes left in this race, so Papa Goose still has time to try and pass TJ for P6. They are being closed down by the leader though of Tice and P2 and P3. Obviously this is going to prove problematic for the top 3, because these two are fighting for a position, so won't give any inches to the leaders as they come through the fast right hander. Tice goes TJ goes a little bit too wide there, but I think Papa Goose was following them through as well. It looks like Papa Goose's lines are a lot cleaner as well. Tice lost a lot of time coming through. TJ, sorry, it's because the two of them start with T. But look how close Papa Goose is. Oh, TJ hits a curb on the outside, and Papa Goose trying for a move, but can't quite get onto the back of that GTR. As TJ goes really, really wide. Oh, he comes back across, and they almost make contact, but they manage to keep it away from each other. As now Papa Goose is pushing to try and get past that GTR on this straight. Is he going to manage it though? It doesn't look like he's got the straight line speed to keep up with the GTR. TJ just has a little bit of an advantage on the straight line speed, but the cornering, that Honda has immense cornering. The time he just gained on Papa Goose is unreal. So still close to the time Papa Goose gained on TJ is still. Look how close he is getting. Taking a shorter line for that corner, tries to come out alongside TJ but can't quite make it. Oh, I think TJ's made a mistake. The two of them go side by side, slight contact, and still side by side coming through the left-hander, slight contact again, and Papa Goose is off track, but he's still managing to keep up pace with TJ, as I believe they are racing side by side. I don't know if Papa Goose let TJ through, but it just looks like that GTR has a lot more straight line speed than the Honda. We're coming up to the fast right-hander as Papa Goose has a loop to the inside, maybe for some clean air being behind that Nissan all the time. As oh, they almost make contact, goes a little bit wide off track. Still quite. Oh, TJ's made a mistake, and Papa Goose goes up the inside, slight contact made, but that Nissan is going to have straight line speed again as they come into the corner, and TJ thinks about the move but decides to not do it just now. And they are coming up to the second last corner now, as taking the final corner. I'm expecting that GTR to have a lot more pace. Let's have a look and see. Is he going to manage to mount an attack? They are coming up to turn 1. As a break for turn 1. Nope, it looks like Papa Goose has got the move done, and TJ cannot respond in the GTR. Really good racing from they two. As, oh, it looks like Adam Lee and Stomping Penguin have caught Sambo. And Sambo has managed to catch up to Adam Lee as well. I believe that may be Adam Lee being lapped, but Stomping Penguin is not far back. As you can see, he's not that far back from Sambo. No, Adam Lee is actually past Sambo. So Adam Lee up into P8, Sambo down to P9. Let's have a look. There's under 9 minutes left of the race, so the pit window will close in 6 minutes and 20 seconds. So, but everyone has done the mandatory pit stop, as you can see from the green bars next to their numbers. That means they have done their mandatory pit stop, so they don't have to pit again. Let's hope every single person has put enough fuel in to make it to the end. As we will just run down, TJ is still within a second of Papa Goose. Sambo falling a little bit back from Adam Lee. Adam Lee is definitely pushing, but he's got a lot of time to make up on TJ, who I believe has fell within a second, or more than a second, of Papa Goose. But coming down the straight, it looks like he's getting his braking all wrong for the final corner, but he is still managing to kind of keep up. He's within a second and a half. F1XL Norris is pulling the gap to Wendelicious down quite substantially. It was down to about 3.7 seconds. So it's Aston Martin versus Ferrari. But can Norris catch him before the time runs out? Because once the timer hits 0, they will do one more lap, or the leader will do one more lap, then the race will be over. We have done 26 laps. It tells me that Tice is done. So we'll try and keep up with all the battles in the final few minutes of the race, but it is quite difficult because ACC doesn't accommodate for the commentators. You have to literally flip between each car and then click drive if you want to see a closer up. But look at the closing speed of that GTR. That is immense closing speed, as Papa Goose goes a little bit defensive, but the two of them are side by side as TJ pulls out of the move. But the straight line speed of that GTR is unbelievable compared to the Honda. As you can see the red coming from the exhaust. Is that the exhaust on the side of that GTR? If it is, that's weird. But the brakes are heating up extremely on these cars. But as you can see, TJ still within striking distance of Papa Goose. So we may be about to see a move for P6 as we are getting some glare. There's a drive-through penalty for car 69, who is, it's Wendelicious. He has to serve a drive-through. This may hand F1XL Norris P4, as Wendelicious is going to have to take this before the timer runs out. Otherwise, I think it's a disqualification. There's, the back end of that Ferrari does not look happy. That really does not look happy, the back end of that Ferrari, but TJ's still closing up on Papa Goose. Just want to say as well, thank you for everyone tuning in tonight. I know it's been a very, very long race, but I mean, GT racing is not for the faint-hearted. It's definitely an acquired taste for racing, but it is one of the best races you'll ever see because the cars are unbelievable to watch. As it looks like, so are we going to see a move from TJ coming down the straight? Because this GTR should have a lot more pace than the Honda. Is he going to try for the move? Oh, he gets right up to the back of the Honda. Can't quite make the move into the corner there, but does manage to keep it on track. So let's see. Is Wendelicious going to have to serve his drive-through just now? There is only 4.5 minutes left. He does indeed pull across to come into the pit lane, so this is going to put F1XL Norris up into P5. I don't think Papa Goose is going to catch When Delicious. We'll have to wait and see, because him and TJ are coming round the final corner now as When Delicious is making his way down to the end of the pit lane. I think it's definitely going to be close. It's just coming out now. This is going to be very, very, very close. Yep, so Papa Goose and TJ have both jumped When Delicious. So he has dropped to 7th place. Papa Goose is up to P5, TJ up to P6, and Norris in P4 as Dom the Noodle has a drive-through as well. So, last few minutes of the race, getting a bit scrappy. Obviously, I think you get the drive-through for excursions off track. But we'll see. I don't know why that keeps jumping, because TJ is in the middle of a battle with Papa Goose. Adam Lee back up to P8. Just Geordie is still in the pits. Noodle has to serve a drive-through, which will probably serve now. Who is car 91? That is Norris, who is coming up on the back of Noodle. We will jump on board with TJ and Papa Goose, who are side by side again, as TJ manages to get round the outside of Papa Goose, comes down and manages to make the move stick. Papa Goose is right on the back of TJ. They're fighting all the way to the end as Papa Goose gets back past TJ and manages to take P5 back. Again, they are fighting like mad. This may let When Delicious close up to them, as Papa Goose gets on the curb a bit too much there, as TJ still fighting for... Oh, TJ goes wide off track. Comes into the final corner. There's When Delicious. He has dropped that time to 3.3 seconds, so this is definitely going to be close. Let's jump on board with When Delicious. There is only under 2 minutes left of this race, so they will probably do this lap plus another one, and then that. Yep, there we go. Tice is now on the final lap. So who is going to end? As you can see, TJ is all over the back of Papa Goose again. Let's stay on board with TJ and see if himself and Papa Goose can break away from When Delicious, because he is gaining. It's 2.7 seconds now. Let's jump on board actually with Tice. Is he coming up to the final corner? Nope, he's not. So we can definitely keep an eye on this battle just now. I'll keep an eye on where Tice is, and we'll jump on with his car when he crosses his line. Oh, TJ tried to go for a move. Oh, he was pushed off track there, and he still kept the car straight as Papa Goose is round. I think Papa Goose just... Who did... I don't know. Oh, Papa Goose's car is very, very damaged. Oh, so's Tice's. Oh, here goes Jamie. Jamie goes past Tice to take the lead of the race. And I think Andrew is moving into P2. Andrew is still behind Tice, but Tice has got what looks like really, really bad damage. Jamie is up to the lead of the race. Tice is still in... Nope, Tice is not in P2. Andrew Jackson is. As Jamie is coming up to the final part of the race course, is going to be taking the final couple of corners. Oh, that was so unlucky from Tice. It got caught up in the TJ and Papa Goose battle, and his car is really badly damaged. I don't know how he's keeping that on track, but TES Rice, aka Jamie, is going to come across the line and take the victory in round 4.
The leader has finished the race.
And it looks like Andrew Jackson is going to take P2 as well. Really good race from they two, as Tice is going to take P3 And Norris, who I believe is still on the back straight, is going to take P4 as well. That is so unlucky. But massive controversy at the end of the race, as Tice is currently into the pits. Yep, that'll be, gets car fixed. It's more than likely massive damage on that Ferrari. But we are on board with F1XL Norris. Still, I don't think there's any more battles, but I have no idea what's going to happen with that one. But wow, that was a controversial end to the race, shall we say. But F1XL Norris is coming up to second last corner. Coming round. Now into the final corner, and he's about to come across the line and take P4. Adam Lee does finish P7, Stomping Penguin 8th, Sambo 9th, as Norris does take P4. TJ, who had a huge battle all the way through that race and did really well to keep his car straight on the track as well, is going to come across the line. I believe that's Dom the Noodle in front of him. Noodle's going to come across and take P10, but TJ is going to come across and take P5. Really good race from the Nissan driver, and Wendelicious is going to take P6. Really unlucky from him. He managed to get a drive-through penalty on the final part of the race. About 5 minutes to go, but that is the race, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to get the top 3 in. I am extremely... I was about to say there's not really anything I can ask Tice, because he was in the lead of that race for most of it and not really had anything to do, but I definitely think he's going to have a couple of choice words for this. We will definitely get all 3 drivers into a party. Let's just jump into a party, and we will do this, and we will do, let's see, this,
Well, I don't like when people are mean to you.
So we're just waiting for, we do have Tice in the party just now with us. We're just waiting for Jamie and Andrew to join as well. I think I'll start, there we go, we've got Andrew. But I think I'll start with Tice. I mean, you finished P3, but how, I first of all, remember and click the box and include your audio. If it's there, actually, I don't know if it will be there, it'll probably not be. But I think the only question I've got for you is, how devastated are you for the end of that race? Because, I mean, you led that race for the entirety of it, and then a battle in front of you between Papa Goose and TJ completely changed the outcome of the race.
Green light, go, go, go.
Um, I, I, okay, I don't understand why it's not working then, because it's not giving me a checkbox for not working. Oh, wait a minute, yep, hold on. Okay, there we go, it should be, yeah, It should be fixed. I mean, yes, obviously, Tice, what you were saying there was just you were a bit devastated that you lost the win. I mean, I felt for you because obviously, I mean, I didn't really have to jump on board at any point with you. I mean, the only time I did was when you were passing lapped cars because I mean, you were like 9 seconds in front at one point. So you were literally just running your own race, but absolutely heartbreaking for you. But you do still get P3, so I mean it's still a decent result as well. And I mean at least you know you have a lot of pace around Paul Ricard as well, which I don't think a lot of people can claim for because that looked extremely difficult in GT cars. Yeah, I mean, oh Jesus Christ, I don't know how. It's like, ah right, so it's Twitch then. It's no my problem. Right, okay. Um, Yeah, it's because I'm doing it through that light stream thing, so I've got the thing at the bottom, so it's not actually through Twitch. Um, anyway, yeah, I mean, hopefully you come back stronger next week. But still, congrats on the P3. I mean, I have no idea how you got that Ferrari over the finish line because it looked messed up. um, really. Yeah, I mean, your front end was a bit mangled, shall we say? But yeah, I mean, you've done well to keep the car in P3. So definite congrats for that. It's just commiserations for the race, but still, you did well. But we'll move to P2, Andrew. Uh, you and Jamie had probably, apart from TJ and Papa Goose, you had one of the I would say the funniest battles that I've seen so far because at one point you were in front of Jamie, then Jamie got in front of you, then you went in for a pit stop and Jamie jumped you in the pit lane. Right, okay, so you were literally yeah, so you were hitting the accelerator, nothing was happening. You were like, why is my car not moving? Well, um, how did the track feel for you? Because I mean, you, Jamie, and Tice were moving rapidly at the front. Wait, this isn't your first race, is it? All right, I was going to say that. I was just about to say, if this is your first race and that's how you do, I am not coming back to racing on ACC. Oh, okay. So it was basically not so it was basically not oh yeah, I'll race. It was basically you're racing. All right, okay. Still like it worked though. Mm. Wait a minute. So what's the point in doing driver interviews if you can't hear it? All right. Well, I mean, if they can't hear it, there's no point. I did unmute the audio thing, so they should be able to hear. Okay. Um, I don't know where the next race is. Yeah. Where? Oh, Monza. Um, we've passed them, haven't we? Have we passed Imola? Ah, hopefully I'll be there for that race. But next week, it is Monza. And not next week, in 2 weeks, sorry. It is every 2 weeks. Apologies for that one. It is every 2 weeks. But be sure to jump back in tomorrow night for SFR round. What round is it? 6? 7? Oh, so it's round 7, Bahrain. Tomorrow from 8. And then obviously jump in for Tier 2 on Monday. I believe we are Australia, yeah. So, but yeah, obviously that's going to be it from me. Nobody can hear anybody in the party, so there's no point. But be sure to join for tomorrow night for SFR Tier 1 and then Monday for SFR Tier 2. But until then, thank you for everybody who tuned in, and we shall see you tomorrow night.